Hey, thanks for being a part of the conversation. This is Play It Forward. Real people, real stories. The struggle to play it forward. Episode number 598 is with Stephanie Warren Drimmer from National Geographic's Jurassic Smarts.
I'm doing great. How are you?
Absolutely fantastic. Today's a blessed day because so often when we get the opportunity to talk with the people involved with the National Geographics, we get to talk to the illustrators and the editors and stuff. So to be talking to the physical author, this is a blessing because listeners need to hear your voice, hear your passion, and hear your dreams of reaching them.
Well, I appreciate that. That's very flattering.
Now, we got to talk about page number 131 here because I thought Gastonia, North Carolina was a weird name until the dinosaur. You've got a dinosaur called a Gastonia.
That's right. And it was one of the armored dinosaurs, covered sort of head to tail with these enormous spikes. These dinosaurs, they're called ankylosaurs, and they had basically impenetrable armor.
One of the things about dinosaurs, I mean, all the way back to when I was just a wee little kid in the state of Montana, I scoured that land because there was always those rumors of finding fossils. Do kids still do that today?
Absolutely. Kids are still making really interesting dinosaur discoveries. And as you mentioned, a lot of dinosaurs are still being discovered in Montana. The United States was home to a lot of dinosaurs, including T-Rex. The United States was the homeland of T-Rex. But of course, dinosaurs lived everywhere on the planet. They have been discovered on absolutely every continent. They roamed from coast to coast everywhere.
What's really fascinating about this book, Jurassic Smarts, is the fact that you go in there and you have the destination dino. And because a lot of people are going to say, oh my God, Colorado. I would have never thought Colorado.
Right, absolutely. And, you know, one of the things I wondered when I started writing this was, I don't know if you have the same perception, but I always picture paleontologists digging for fossils in the desert and they're sweating and it's very hot. And I wondered why that is, you know, and it turns out that the reason that paleontologists are always in the desert is not because dinosaurs lived in deserts. In fact, like I said, dinosaurs lived everywhere. There is land every corner of planet Earth, from mountains to valleys to riverbanks, you know, you name it, dinosaurs lived there. The reason that we look in deserts is simply because fossils are easiest to find there. You know, they can be poking up above the sand. There's erosion that can bring them up to the surface, and it's just a lot easier to scan the ground of the desert for fossils instead of, you know, for example, in a forest. But as we continue to develop new technologies, we're finding more and more dinosaurs in all kinds of environments.
It was usually on top of the rocks and things like that in Wyoming as well, is that in the dry lands. That's where we usually found the fossils. And then we would take pictures and everything, but it was always the rule, do not touch it. Don't bring it home. Do nothing with it. We just wanted the thrill of victory.
That is super cool. I would love to find a dinosaur fossil myself.
Now I don't know. They were the fish, is what it was. I mean, but a fish still fits into the dinosaur, does it not?
So there were amazing animals that lived in the oceans in dinosaur times. They were not dinosaurs. They were a different family or different families, but they included, you know, they often get overlooked. And if some editors out there listening, let's do a book on dinosaur era ocean animals, because there were some absolutely enormous, ferocious predators with super sharp teeth, you know, super deadly, really cool animals to talk about. And there are some of them in this book, but they are not dinosaurs, just animals that lived at the same time.
So when you are invited to be the author of a book like this, I mean, I can't imagine what kind of research that you've got to go through.
Yeah, it's a lot of reading. I've been doing this for about 12 years, writing science and nature books for kids, and I had never done a dinosaur book. I was always a little bummed about that because dinosaurs were so cool. So I was really excited to get this book. And because I didn't have a ton of knowledge about dinosaurs, I started by reading a lot of books aimed at adults for dinosaurs. And I also did a lot of interviews with paleontologists and other dinosaur experts. But I can tell you that what I learned, what you learned in school, pretty much all of it was wrong. I mean, pretty much everything we thought about dinosaurs is now being proven incorrect.
I was going to ask you about that because that's one of the clear statements you start from the very beginning that we didn't have it right. Now let's start all over. Reboot.
Yes. I mean, and one of the most obvious visual differences is that we now know that many, if not most, dinosaurs had feathers, including theropods, perhaps including T-Rex. So we are learning all kinds of new things about what these feathers look like. We can even know what colors they were in some cases. And for some dinosaurs, they were very, very bright and colorful. Scientists are learning why dinosaurs had feathers. Some of them flew, but the first feathers, we're now thinking, probably likely evolved to be used in mating displays. And that might sound weird, but if you think about modern birds, which are also dinosaurs, the only ones that survived the extinction, they use their feathers. You know, we've all seen those amazing nature videos of birds shaking their tail feathers, flapping their wings to show off for potential mates, and it's very likely that dinosaurs use their own feathers for the same thing.
I can totally see that with the mud dragon because I mean, look at that schnoz. I mean, look at those eyes, the colors in the eyes, the feathers and everything, and the beauty of the chest looks like it would be flaunting that around.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, they certainly showed off for each other.
Would the human being ever be looked upon as being prehistoric? Because they say we were there.
So dinosaurs went extinct, except for the small group of flying dinosaurs we now call birds. Dinosaurs all went extinct 66 million years ago when an asteroid the size of a small city slammed into Earth. Dinosaurs lived on our planet before that for 160 million years.
Wow.
And modern humans, we didn't show up till about 200,000 years ago.
Really?
So, you know, we can think we've been around for a long time. We've gone from living in caves to living in skyscrapers in 200,000 years, but we have only lived for about 800 times less than dinosaurs lived on Earth.
I was in a conversation with my little guy across the street who's 4 years old, and we were talking about the color of dinosaurs because, I mean, I read in the book that we have it all wrong, and you should have seen his eyes because we all think they're just gray, muddy, and ugly.
Right, yeah. I mean, for so long we were just guessing about what color dinosaurs were, and now we can use electron microscopes to look at fossilized pigments in some dinosaur feathers and see what color they were. We know there was one dinosaur I'm thinking of, Ancornis. It was a flying dinosaur. It had black and white striped wings and this bright red mohawk on its head. So
Wow.
It's totally not what is in the textbooks from your childhood.
Yeah, I'm not even going to try to pronounce this dude's name. He's got like the foxtail. It's a Sinosauria pertexi waxi. Where do you guys come up with these names?
Well, you can scientists for that. That is not my responsibility. If I was naming dinosaurs, I would call them all like Supersaurus or something a little catchier. But scientists have naming conventions they need to adhere to.
So now, where would be the best place to go looking for dinosaurs? I mean, you said that it's pretty much worldwide, but I mean, I'm even seeing here stuff in Cleveland. I mean, that's the heart of rock and roll. I didn't realize there were dinosaurs there.
Like I said, dinosaurs were absolutely everywhere on our planet. So where you're walking your kids to the bus stop, where you're going to work, dinosaurs once lived there.
Where can people go to find out more information, Stephanie? Because you know how kids are these days. They want something on the internet that they can put their hands on.
Yeah, I mean, you can find this book pretty much anywhere books are sold. If you want to Google it, Google Jurassic Smarts, it'll pop up. It just came out yesterday, so it's brand new.
Please come back to this show anytime in the future. The door is always going to be open for you, Steph, because I love talking with the authors.
Oh, thank you. Well, maybe the next book.
You bet. Well, you be brilliant today, okay?
Thank you.